My name is Daniela. I'm talking about the history of British. Excuse me. My name is Daniela, and I'm talking about the story of Grand Britannia, based on the book History of British. The story of British started, or the book started the introduction, talking about the confirmation of British of Emperor British, the importance to the kings and queens in this moment, and the importance words that could have by to compromise the actuality empire. First, invaders. The invaders in first part talking about William Cochrane was chose king in 1096. This king was so important by this story of this emperor because generate the different parts to emperor and to confirm the emperors Wales, Scotland, what and Scotland. They are important people or an important woman in this part is Boudica. Boudica defeats to Emperor Roman Emperor. Roman Empire was so important in the story because conquest the Imperium in the last centuries, and it has a lot of importance about the culture and the talking and the profession or religions. After in the German, Denmarks, and Angles and Saxon invaded and come sister and come in British or Britons. These countries invaded British, especially England, and become or called British or British, and has the language change the language or give us some modification by the language. After the Vikings invaded Britain in the to the 6th century, and for this in the 12th century a king court is a new king, is a king or a Viking king. The important invasion invader it's on Normans. Normans invaded British in 1968 using the acquired economic power and following change. The Anglo and Saxon experience combined the Anglo-Saxon combines with the Roman languages and results the English for this in this moment into parts to the east to the letters or to the letters it's similar our language. The second part is United Kingdom. United Kingdom talk about the confirmation to the different to the emperor, like we now in this moment. And first part we only has England, and United Kingdom was extended with William Cochrane with Ireland. William Cochrane conquest Ireland conquest Ireland, but only the east of England because the other part was defended with the natives. The walls, William Cochrane was invaded and conquered the territory in 1284. In 1284, its last territory was conquered with the England, and in this moment was confirmed the United Kingdom. Ah, excuse me, Scotland was conquered with Edward V, Edward I, in 1603. And when his died, Elizabeth and James Scotland was chosen a King Britain. In this moment, the Scotland can be protagonist in the history of British because a king was belong to this territory. And Ireland. Ireland is the last territory invaded by British, and this is divided into parts, North Ireland and South Ireland. The part of British is South Ireland. The last part, we talk about the good and government. In this place, the story is so important because in this moment, the religions, the most important religion was the Catholic religions. The Catholic religion was so important and powerful, and in this moment in British was has a reached, they has a big big territories by his service, and the monasteries and others become so important in this place. In this case, Henry six, and it's so important in this part of the history because he can be become king in 16th century, when the Catholic Church was powerful, and the people across by purists. For this, in this moment, the people of British hasn't like the Catholic Church. In this moment, Henry was a person so handsome, so intelligent, and practice sport. For this, he was a most important king, and he has also a characteristics of importance by to has a good um can be married with a good person. In this moment, he decided to marry with Catherine of Aragon. She is a Spanish princess. This princess was cousin of this sister cousin of this. In this moment, uh, Henry talked about with the Pope of Catholic Church, and he has a special permission, but he married with her. In this moment, after he considered that was so wrong decision because he only has a daughter, and he's married. He's married. Very important because I continue this part so very important because the church, England become other church, like I say, in this moment Henry considered that was a warm decision to marry with the Catherine of Aragon, and he decided to married with Annie Boleyn. For this situation, he sent two persons to talk about with the puppet. Talked about with the puppet. In this moment, the puppet was in prison because uh, France was a worm, and the puppet was in prison. The puppet talked about and said that no came allowed the decision, and for this in this moment he decided to separate to the Catholic religions, and to start anew from to create from to create or from to new faith. He started with the Protestant religion or Anglican religion. In this religion, he allowed the difference the word between other person. He allowed the married with the separate persons, and others like the woman's can be a puppet or the woman's can be a cardinal. It's important. In this part of the history, Henry Dot has two person by two be queen, be king, be queen, be queen. The first person is Mary One. Mary One is the daughter with the Catherine of Aragon and Henry, but Mary can marry with the other person, and for this, in this moment, Elizabeth I, the daughter with the Annie Bolena, is become with the queen, and he continue with the church of religion of his father, and allow different change for this. This is the end of the history. It's so important to talk about the history because can be important panorama about the history of the world.